In my dream, I found myself in this apartment, and it was kind of an interesting apartment because the first part of the apartment was like a kind of living area, and then there were at least one door going into another room, and then I didn't go further down the hallway. I guess assume there were other doors to other rooms because I was aware that there were other people living with my friend, who I've known her for a long time, and she lived in the one room, and I was visiting her, and in that main kind of common room, there was a kind of like a tub, like a jacuzzi thing, but it had another little area to it that had like a little bucket that was like the bathroom, and then at one point I had to use the restroom, and she told me, hey, use that restroom. And so it's kind of like I went out there and I was peeing, and I was standing outside of the jacuzzi, and I was like peeing a perfect stream into this bucket. And then she came out and she was like watching me, and she's like, oh, you're not like in there. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm getting into the bucket. And then she's like, okay. And then she went back in her room, and then, like, my pee stream turned into a shower, like, literally like a shower head. And I was like, oh, man, I'm getting it all over the place. And then I stopped, and then I went into the room, and she had these enormous breasts. And I was going to suck on her breast, and she had been breastfeeding. So there's, like, little drips of milk coming from her nipples. And then she had her child there who was kind of still breastfeeding. And I was like, oh, the cute baby. And I was like, I'm sorry, baby, I'm going to take some of your milk. And then the baby, who really was only like, like a year and a half old, was super cute, had this kind of like tight curly hair and this really interesting face, almost mannish, and I wasn't sure if it was a boy or a girl. And then the baby was cute, and we were all kind of rolling around on the bed, and then the baby gets up, and the bed is like next to this window, and the baby gets up and starts screaming obscenities to somebody outside of the window, and it's like just talking like a sailor. And I'm sitting there completely amazed at the fact that this baby not only is speaking very well, but also has this incredible command to be able to curse. And I was asking, like, how old is the baby? It was completely confused. And the dream ended shortly thereafter. That was it.